What's up, comrades? Nightwolf here. And you know what? 2016 to a lot of people was a terrible year, and well, let's be honest, there was a lot of stuff to consider terrible or bad or hey, fantastic. So I decided, due to the fact that my buddy Rabbit Sensei Gaming did a video on his top 12 favorite games of 2016, I decided I'm gonna do something like that too, only I'm gonna add a little sinister, very sinister twist. Yes, that's right. This isn't just my favorite stuff or the best stuff. Oh no, this is also the worst stuff together, melded together in the pot of good and evil. Or at the very least, the best and worst that I could possibly come up with that came to mind at the time. So let's get into it. Now, first, we'll start off with the bad. We'll get that stuff out of the way first, and then we can get to the fun stuff, huh? Sound like a good idea? Sound like a great plan? Great. Let's get to it. Number 5. Star Ocean 5. Now, I haven't played some of these games, and I haven't played this game in particular, and I've seen some gameplay of it. It looks kind of fun. I like the seamless transitional battles. That's very nice. For a game that was always kind of still random encounters, just you could see the enemies. It's still pretty good. However, this game is kind of incomplete. It's more of a... oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more of a tech demo. It's not finished. There seems to be a fair bit of things like weird glitches, mistakes happening. It's kind of a mess. I'm not saying that I'm not going to inevitably pick this game up at some point, because I actually still want to, because, let's face it, I love me some Star Ocean, and I want to prove to Square Enix that they should make more. Just do a better job next time. That's pretty much all I got for that one. Number 4! Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 re-release. Now, to be honest, that was not a terrible thing to happen, but let's kind of go, and it's not even just on a single particular related to a game. The problem, in my opinion, was the fact that they charged a relatively large price tag for games that are relatively old, both almost, well, one at least over 10 years old and the other one relatively close to that. And they didn't give you the whole thing. They didn't give you, oh, I don't know, all the DLC added on to it right away. Now look, if it was that, obviously they added it later on, and that's fine. But these games are old. The DLC existed before this. Why was it not in the game originally? It made no sense. And an over $40 price tag, from what I recall, isn't really a very good price for two games that I could just as easily go on eBay and buy for like $6. It's not a wise business choice by Activision, and to be quite honest, it did kind of irk me. Thankfully, I didn't do anything or buy any of that crap, but, you know, that was kind of something that I thought was kind of stupid. Number 3! Video game censorship is on this list. Now, I know, you're probably talking about, what censorship? Well, it goes for a lot of different games. A lot of them have been censored, but it's mainly the ones that are being censored, the Japanese versions that are being censored and brought here, or being or as I like to call it, translated, in quotations, by staffs and other people who think that certain things are too graphic or too wrong. Heck, they wouldn't even allow DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball 3 in the States. Now, me personally, I don't really care that much for that game. However, I would say that it's a big mistake to force a Japanese company not to be allowed to bring their games here, no matter what the content is inside. I would go in depth about this, but there was a lot of stuff that was stupid. The Fire Emblem Fates translation, in my opinion, was really, really poorly done. Same with Tokyo Mirage Session, or whatever it's called, even that one was censored to an umpteenth degree, and I just don't know why they were censored in this way. I know video game censorship has been around for a long time, but here's the thing. Here's the trick. Back in the past, the internet wasn't a thing, or the internet wasn't as big as it is now, and people didn't do their research on, what was taken out, what was added, what was not added. This is the age of the internet. People can look this stuff up now. They can see it. Heck, if they speak Japanese or can manage to speak Japanese, they can literally go straight to Play Asia, which I would highly recommend you do. They have some pretty cool games out there. Go to straight to Play Asia and buy it. Or heck, they can buy it from the Japanese PSN itself. My point is, why neuter it or censor it for the Western audiences? It makes no sense now. Number 2. Mighty Number 9 is on this list. Now, I didn't play Mighty Number 9. I didn't buy it. I didn't support it on Kickstarter, which I feel really bad for the people who did support this poor thing on Kickstarter. How miserable that must have been for them to get that piece of trash. But the entire thing was just a blatant insult. Everything, from the gameplay, the graphics, the trailer, everything was bad. None of it was good. No one can defend this, and this tarnishes indie developers, Kickstarters themselves for games. You have to do better. This is now an example for all those people who do GoFundMe related stuff or Indiegogo or whatever the hell it is. Get it right. People are trusting you. Just get it right. Number 1! Is it really a surprise that this game is on my list? Number 1, Final Fantasy 15. Is it any surprise? I basically ended the year on a rant on Final Fantasy 15 practically. I was literally annoyed and pissed off. Now, to be honest, the game is not the worst possible thing in the world, but to me this was so crushing and disappointing that I just could not put it on this list. And considering I not only had to experience it, not only did I experience it like everyone else through watching other Let's Plays and whatnot, I actually played it. And it crushed me. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. And here's a link to the video right there. You can go and watch the rant yourself if you haven't already. I mean, the thing's probably in my feed. It's the most popular video currently in my feed right now. So, with that, this was disappointing. Square Enix made it twice on this list, for God's sake. Square and Mr. Enix, please don't screw this up again. Now let's move on to the more positive and fun stuff, shall we? That's what most people like to see. So let's get to it. Number 5. Fire Emblem Fates. Now I know I did complain about it being censored, but it is still a Fire Emblem game. It's still a good Fire Emblem game for the most part. It's the translation that could use a bit of work. But all in all, it's still a pretty damn good Fire Emblem game. 3 different conquests, though I hate the fact that you have to pay for each conquest. Ha ha ha! I made a joke. Or I misstepped. But yeah, I don't like that you had to pay for 3 different campaigns. And I haven't even finished the campaign I bought, which was Birthright. But I still enjoy it. In my mind, it's still a pretty damn good game. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's still pretty good, and if you really want to, you could at least try it, but do it either in different order. I wouldn't recommend Birthright, because Birthright isn't the best story. I would recommend things like Conquest or Revelations, in my opinion. Those stories look a lot more fun. Moving on. Number 4. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Now, I don't know if this game is a 2016 release or a late 2015 release, but I don't care. I only learned about the Legend of Heroes series late into this year, so I just wanted to talk about this. I really want to play this game. Without even playing the game and only seeing other people play it, or barely being able to notice it, I want this game. I want to play these games. The one thing is that so many people like to look at like the biggest JRPGs possible. Me, I like to try and look at as many different ones as I possibly can. Not only on this channel, but in general. And this is one that I've found that I absolutely, really want to play. It looks fantastic. The characters look like they're a lot of fun to hang around with. And it's an interesting story so from what I've seen. But with that said, I really can't think of anything else. I'm planning on buying the game at some point. And when I do, we'll probably start a Let's Play on it on this channel. Get excited for that. Number 3. SD Gundam G Generation Genesis. That is a mouthful. Also, yet another game that I have yet to play. But from what I've seen of the game, I want to play it a lot. It's Gundam with strategy RPG tactics. I love that stuff. I want to play it. Let me play it. I need it. I need it in my life. I want it so much. Not just for a Let's Play on the channel, but I want to play it in general and enjoy it. And it also mainly seems to be focused in the Universal Century, which is my favorite timeline in Gundam. So that's a thing, and I love it to bits. Number 2. Digimon Story, CyberSleuth. Now, come on, let's be honest, you probably saw this coming on the list. I own a copy of it, we're Let's Playing it currently, and the reason why I like this so much is because it's been years since we've had an English translated Digimon game that I'm aware of that was actually good. This is a JRPG that is freaking fun. It's enjoyable. The art style is amazingly? It's just beautiful. Let's just be honest. It looks pretty. It's a lot of fun. The play style is very simple, easy to get into. You can get whatever Digimon you want. All your favorites are probably in this game. Pretty much the mass majority of the Digimon that you know are probably in the game. Even ones you might never have heard of before. I found ones I didn't know before. And I'm not even that far in. But I love the game. If there was any game I could recommend for you from this year, aside from the number 1 spot, this would be one. Go out, find Digimon Story, CyberSleuth, pick it up, play it. Let's move on to the next one. Final one. Number 1. Gundam Breaker 3. This should not be a surprise. I love Gundam Breaker a lot. I've loved it since the first game when I found it. I made a whole bunch of new friends while playing it. Heck, I even made a YouTube friend by playing Gundam Breaker 2 on the channel. This game is fun. Straight up fun. Not overly difficult. It's enjoyable. And for once, the one thing I've always begged Namco Bandai for the last few years, for God's sake, it is translated in English. It's about bloody time. Now I know, story's not as good, and that's fine, but I don't care. So long as they keep translating Gundam games into English so that you could buy them on one of the other PSNs from another region, or you could go to PlayAsia and pick up a copy and have it delivered to you like I did. You have the option now. You can buy this game. If you are a fan of Gundam, you have no excuse. You can go out and get this game right now. Unless you don't like model kits, or unless you just don't like having just simple basic fun. I know it's a hack and slash. I know it can be repetitive. But to me, it doesn't bother me. I just have fun. I love building different suits, trying new abilities, just enjoying my time. And there's nothing better than that. But anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. 2016 is past at this point. We're into 2017 now. There's a lot of games that are coming out. I'm sure there will be some that are very great, some that are terrible, some that might be meh, but we'll have to wait and see. I've got plans coming through 2017. We'll see how many of them pan out. But until that time, don't forget to leave me a like, shoot me a comment, and you can also subscribe to this channel for more videos. And as always, do not forget to raise your nerd flags high, and I will see you next time. Nightwolf's out.